All right, CJ and Court, we are live after talking about some NES games behind the scene. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Yeah, thank you very much, Court, for joining us. For those who don't know you from your podcasting world, why don't we take a second here and have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about the PlayStation Drive and the other sort of podcasting and streaming adventures you've been on.
Oof. All right, buckle up. So, I'm Court Lalonde. I came late to all this. I'm actually a dad in his early 40s who started doing all this video game media type stuff, I would call it, about 2 years ago now. So originally I used to do podcasting for sports. I'm a huge hockey guy. I've grown up, as a Canadian. That's just like a rite of passage here. And I grew up playing a lot of hockey, and I covered a lot of sports, particularly the Boston Bruins. And I was doing a podcast, and I always had my buddy on it, and we ended up always talking about video games. Because I also grew up playing a ton of video games. I mentioned before we started the show, I remember getting the original NES. My dad was in Boston, and the NES came out in the United States before it came out in Canada, and he was at a friend's house, and he got the NES, and he brought it back. So I was literally, even my friends to this day, they talk about it, I was the first who we know growing up in the Toronto who had this thing. And we had the gyroscope, and we had Mario and such, and I played video games all the time, but I also still stayed outside. It was weird. I know they have issues nowadays where kids are stuck with the screen, but I guess because I was like 8 at the time when the thing came out, I still wanted to be outside. It was video games was that other thing, but I was also that kid who always played video games. But my friends not really got into it. So on this podcast, we kept talking about video games all the time. And my buddy was like, do you want to just do a video game podcast instead? And I was like, actually, that would be great. And I'm like, we can talk about hockey like maybe once, but like it's a lot easier, especially because in my family, my dad played professional. So my opinion with hockey can be very jaded. It's very player centric. And I do find out things that I can't say. So it's like, sometimes it's hard to have a conversation about a topic when you already know the answer.
Sure.
But
sure.
So we started a podcast called 3 Dads and a Console, where it was 3 people that were doing Boston Bruins podcasts that started a video game podcast. And a game that's coming out this November was pretty much the first topic was Bluey, the television show. And we just talked about, my daughter at the time she was 2. So she was really young. So we always just talked about that kind of thing. And then I came into Sean's podcast, Yumi and Capri, and started following that, and then started following the Xbox Drive and just on Twitter, communicating with everybody. I joined the Discord, started talking to more people, started to get to know more people. I started a YouTube show with Matt Midwood called Xbox A, which unfortunately didn't last very long because his own YouTube channel kind of skyrocketed. So he had to make a choice. But at that time, it worked out because carpool gaming was about to exist. as we know it now. And Sean asked me to join the team. I actually was at Fan Expo, met him, Matt, and Ryan for the first time in person a couple of years ago, right before I joined. And then Sean and I kept talking, and then I guess he talked to the team, and I came on and I started the PlayStation Drive. And Matt and I have been doing that for just over a year.
That's great. Yeah, the carpool community is just a really nice, friendly gaming community with a bunch of different shows and a lot of personalities. But everybody is just so, I don't know, warm,
annoyingly happy.
It's fun to listen. Yeah, happy, positive about games, which I love. Like, it's so hard these days to find like a community that's positive about games. And I think carpool shows and the carpool hosts for sure are just enthusiasts. You guys love games and love talking about games. It's
I
great.
appreciate that. We try and have fun. Like this year, Matt made me try all these games that I wouldn't try in the first place, like Final Fantasy 16 and all these games that are usually not considered court games. I'm probably never going to play them all again, but that's great. But I had a good time. But one thing I love about carpool is everybody seems to have their own genre of game. Like Sean can't stop talking about Starfield. And I was like, yeah, it's great. But for me, I'm really liking the Crew Motorfest right now. And Matt, whatever dweeb game he loves, he's in it. He's in it to win it. And then Ryan will just play Final Fantasy Online for like forever. And then you have like the Nintendo Drive that maybe we'll talk about video games at some point during the 2 hours of the podcast.
The show is actually the after show in that case, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I joke that it's the most Seinfeld podcast at carpool because they talk about nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, what games are you playing? Like what is the court genre? Let's start there. What's a court genre?
Well, I love myself, the single player open world experience. So like I'll play anything Sony first party pretty much. Like Ghost of Tsushima is probably my favorite game in the last 5 years, bar none. I think that game is as a huge Assassin's Creed fan, it's the best Assassin's Creed game I have ever played. Because it took that genre and finally did what all of us Assassin's Creed fans have been asking for. But I fell off for a really long time. And then when the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 generation came, I was in my early 20s and living in Toronto. And I bought my first console, me personally. And then I was hooked and I got into those single player games. But sports games, I'll be playing any of them, except Madden. I'm just not good at it. But like NHL, I'm playing Crew Motorfest, as I was saying. I'm really enjoying that. But anywhere where it's open world, check off the boxes, I'm there all day. And then puzzle games. I grew up playing like Quark on the Game Boy, or Civilizations, or even Colonizations before Civilizations. There was that game that was way even before what led up to Sid Meier's Civilizations. But I also grew up playing, as I said to you guys before, Police Quest and King's Quest and games like that, which I don't know why people don't make games like that anymore. I don't get it. Like Police Quest was amazing. And then even Leisure Suit Larry, you could just tone it down a bit. Those games were fun to play on PC,
Right.
but I don't know if they work well on console nowadays, to be totally honest, because you do need that point and click. And
Yeah, you know what? I did play
that's
the new Monkey Island game on the Switch, and it actually felt pretty good. Like point
Yeah?
and click wise, they obviously put some love into the control and how to make a point and click work on like a console. And I had no issues with it. Didn't really think about it, which is how you know like that. Not really a problem, but I would love to see more point and click games. There are some like indie games, I suppose, that do that. But I haven't really got around to them just yet. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing now, right? An indie game is, I always joke, everybody's like, oh, it's an indie game. I'm like, yeah, it's an NES game. But that's because it's like you can tell my age group is the disposable income group, right? So if you're going to make a video game and you want someone to buy it, you make that person have a memory or a good feeling about it. As I said to you guys before, Humanity, one of the things was like, there's a lot of puzzles. There's a lot of solving. Like, not a lot of games do that nowadays. Well, they do, but we don't realize we're doing it at the time. But this one, like, Humanity hits you in the face with it. And I'm okay with that because it's what I grew up playing. Most games growing up was like a Rubik's Cube or a puzzle trying to play. And as we got older, they made them these sandbox games where you go to one point on the map, just go to it, fight some people or do some things, and then you're done, right?
Yeah.
Not many games nowadays say, you've got to figure out a way to get there. They don't do that as much as they used to back in the day. And back in the day, that's how games were. It was, they had a game that wasn't that long, so they had to make it long, and they had to make you take a time to get there.
That's right. Yeah, and Humanity, I think we've heard a lot of people say that it gives them that nostalgic feeling for the PlayStation 1 era, PlayStation 2 era of Japanese games. And yeah, I am hugely nostalgic for that era as well. Just a straight up puzzle game, no open world kind of thing. I can really focus in on what I'm doing. And I know that you've been playing Humanity and really enjoying it, and we should maybe talk about your favorite stage in the campaign mode, the story mode, and maybe Austin will bring it up and we can go through it and play it, because we were talking about it before we started recording.
Yes, winner takes all. It's my it's very therapeutic in that stage. I don't know. It was funny when I originally finished that stage. It was the only one that kind of made me laugh a lot. Because when we get through it, there's a point where I get to be the victor, and everybody else gets to fall off a cliff.
Are you the victor or are you the villain in this stage? Is this
for me? I feel like
the victor. The baddies kind of thing?
You could take whatever. I'm always going to take whatever team I'm on as the good guys, and the other team is the bad guy until someone tells me otherwise.
There you go.
I feel like the whole others in the game in general makes me feel like, are we the baddies?
Well, we always technically the human race. So obviously we could always get into the whole therapeutic part of what this game is telling us all the time, because we're following something, right? It's very I guess you could do a whole thesis on this, on what this game is about and what it's trying to tell people. Like, look, you're literally taking lemmings and killing people every now and then. But man, Lemmings was a good game.
I love the Lemmings games.
I'm a huge fan of Lemmings, yes.
I think I played that on Commodore 64 originally. I think it was Commodore 64. I know I'm dating myself.
They have a mobile game. It didn't quite hit the same way, but
none of them do.
Yeah.
It's like Worms. I remember Worms being amazing, and then as we got older, I started playing it again. I'm like, yeah, this didn't age well. It was fun at the time when I was like, 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
But this is very the art style. I love the blockage. That's your PS1 era. But the way we have to solve the puzzles reminds me so much of like the NES or even Game Boy games. The original Game Boy, it was pretty much the biggest games were puzzle games. Like Quark is a game not many people talk about, but like I played the living daylights out of that game. Like I loved it. It was just moving blocks, and there's a lot of stages in this. There's a lot of levels in Humanity where you're just moving blocks, right?
Was Quark supposed to be a tomato? Am I remembering the right game?
I think so. I think you're 100% correct, and you're just moving blocks and getting Quark through the levels.
I think so. Yeah, I think I remember that game. Yeah.
I would love to know if you have the answer what these goldies represent. Are they like, celebrities? Are we trying to...
They do kind of look like an Oscar statue, right?
Yeah. See, this is the best part. Look, see that's gone now. So people are about to fall to their... See, I let those... No, that's not fair. I let them fall off the cliff. Oh, there you go. They are going to fall off the cliff, yeah.
They are going to fall.
Yeah. See? This is okay. They jumped to their death.
In the chat, I want to shout out to Matt Sawinski.
Oh, there we go.
Virgil joining us as well.
Welcome in.
From the Nintendo Drive.
So yes, I don't know why this is therapeutic to me. You can picture your frustrations being the ones jumping off the cliff, and then me going up to whatever sort of biblical shot in the air that is.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting thing about the story of Humanity too. Like, I think people can interpret it any way that they want, right? They can interpret what the Goldies actually are. Are they, something physical, or is it just the idea of desire and greed and all this stuff? There's a little bit, if you want it, this is the kind of game where you can kind of get deep into the meaning of it. And the game itself never actually confirms any of your suspicions one way or the other.
I even Googled today. Yeah, it does not. Like I said, I was saying to someone when this game first came out, this would be the perfect game to teach as a class. Like you could have so many like the interpretations you could have of this, because it's called humanity, first of all, and you're literally leading people to a thing that takes them into the sky. There's a lot to be said and a lot to be thought about when the meaning of this game. And then you throw in the goldies, and you throw in even I don't want to give away more in the end. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but there are spoilers technically at the end. There's some things that happen that you're like, okay, all right. Like, are we alone type questions can be answered, right?
Yep.
And you can also therapeutically just throw your characters, like just have fun by letting them all walk off a cliff and see how elaborate you can get it. I have done that to see how elaborate you can make it to make them walk off a cliff. But the water gets me. Like, it gets me every time.
So what is it about the water? Let's talk water.
So I don't know what it is. There's a stage, and I can't remember what it's called, where there's different levels each beside the water, and you've got to go across pretty much. And I couldn't for the life of me figure it out, that I had to send them back and forth, because they'd go into the water and they'd fall off to their death. And the water, I don't know what it is for me personally, because once I've watched how-to videos, I'm like, well, that just makes sense. Why couldn't I have figured that out? But something about the water, because it takes away my depth of field. I even put it in PSVR 2 to try and get a better view of it, just to try and figure this out. And it still wasn't doing it for me. I don't know what about the water is that throws me off, because it's I don't know. It seems like it should be easy, but for some reason for me it is not. It looks great. Like I love the look of it. But I can't remember what the level's called. We go back and forth. I had to go back and forth.
We can load that one up.
The water.
Yeah.
It's very earlier on in the game. I remember, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is driving me insane."
Is that one called the deep end? I think the deep end.
There's like swimming pool, and then there's two early water stages that you have to like. There's one that you descend through like a water cube, and then there's one where you have to go back and forth through two sides of like a large water.
Yeah.
Area.
Well, in one of those two, you have to jump and like figure out what height you can jump the humans so that they swim directly across. Yeah, and that is really challenging.
And for some reason, I couldn't comprehend it, and I don't know why. And it was frustrating me because and it's great. I appreciate it. Like, thank you for providing a code for review. When we get these games early, we can't always look up how to do things. It's not this one. It's a different one. But
that's true. But Court, as I was telling you, we have solution videos in the game, and I know it maybe takes away some of your gamer cred to watch a solution video in game, but
it doesn't. For Seth and Matt who are in the chat, that does not take away Court's gamer cred at all. Court's gamer cred is this is the one. This is the one.
Okay.
The waterfall.
Okay.
This one drove me insane because I am also the person I have to get the goldies.
Of course.
Because I want to check the box, right? So. This one absolutely drove me insane, and I don't know why. And it's so simplistic once you figure it out. It's like, oh, of course that's the answer.
Well, it's also not super obvious. I feel like there's multiple ways you can navigate down this as well.
There are,
yeah.
But now when I look at it, I know exactly how to do it.
Seth in the chat saying, forget the gamer cred, just have fun. I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm right there, Seth.
Right there with you.
And don't overplay a game so much that you get tennis elbow like I did with MLB The Show.
Oh, yeah.
But see, this is what scares me at first, because I'm like, are they going to fall to their death? They're not. But yeah, see,
well,
you know.
If you just let them walk off, yes.
It is kind of fun, I'm not going to lie. Like, honestly, you should add sharks. Like, if someone could mod this, put sharks in the water. Because then later, another level that I love is stealth, right? You could technically make the sharks, the guys with the lightsabers.
We have some user stages where people have attached lasers to sharks. So
I believe
sharks with
frickin'
lasers?
In a playlist that we'll look at in a bit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
As well. If I remember correctly, it's in that playlist.
So CJ,
getting that other Goldie is a little bit difficult. That one's challenging.
I feel like a lot of people approach this level differently. I don't know if I even know the intended solution. Maybe I'll have to look at the solution video. But
Yeah.
It's literally going back and forth. What you'd have to do, it's literally going back and forth. You can use the platforms, and you're literally just going back and forth, and you're able once I watched the solution video on it helps. And then once I saw the solution, like with most video games, once you figure out how to do it, you're like, oh yeah. Like in my brain, I grew up watching The Simpsons, so it's like when Homer was like saxophone. That's what hits my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, that's simple. Okay, what was I thinking?
Trampoline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the solution videos don't show you how to get the goldies though. We very carefully we made them so that it'll show you the solution to the stage, but not show you like the bonuses. You still have to figure those out on your own. So I think the solution video for this stage is like very simple. It just tells you how to get to the goal.
It's actually very quick because I had to use it because it was driving me insane. But like I said to you earlier, I have now gone back and there's a YouTube channel that will show me how to get all the goldies. So because I started playing it again, I am going to get them all. And I don't feel like I'm cheating because I have finished the game. So me going back to do this is just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to this is Achievement Tom, I think.
You can definitely get the platinum pretty easily in this game, I think.
And as I was saying before,
I think there might be 2 trophies that are kind of challenging, but getting the platinum is not too difficult.
And the music in this game is very therapeutic. And it's almost like you have to try and have the music in the earlier stages it's so calming, yet you're getting frustrated, which is hilarious, right?
Speaking of frustrating goldies,
should we go into user stages and check out the playlist?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Court, if you've checked out user stages very much.
I just started.
But there's the playlist that people can check out right now if they want to. That's levels chosen for you. We chose some levels specifically for Court.
Ooh.
Yeah, and sort of digging into your Canadian heritage with ice hockey.
Well, that makes sense. My hockey team announced their captain today, and that's all I can think about.
Yeah. So you can play ice hockey in Humanity. A user made this sort of hockey rink. A lot of the stages in Humanity are very puzzle-based, but this is a more action-y sort of get the boulder to the goal kind of stage.
I'm not gonna lie, I love shooting the people with the lasers. There's a level, I can't remember what it's called, where you like zigzag near the end. You like first keep accumulating everybody, and then you're killing everybody. But this is...
I've never played this one.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, you have to very carefully get the puck.
Without getting shot.
This is just like ice hockey, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Hockey's a violent sport.
I mean, fights break out on hockey rinks all the time, right? So this is
even with the parents.
Yeah.
I guess we can smash these others with the boulder, maybe?
I think you can. So. You can, yeah.
Mind you, they're taking fighting out of hockey, which I don't mind, to be totally honest. As I get older, I'm like, my daughter plays, so.
Are they really?
Yeah, well, in the Quebec Major Junior League, they're banning fighting this year.
Oh, interesting.
I would put money on in the next 10 years there will be no fighting in the NHL.
Huh. That would be interesting.
Seth Sturgill in the chat says this is how hockey will be played in the future. Just give it time.
I hope not.
Guns and batons.
With the Shiva leading the course.
Oh, with the dog on the rink, yeah. Oh, I think you're
so close. You're so close.
Very close.
Is that even open? Wait.
It's open.
Yeah, it looks open.
It's open.
I don't know if it is. Oh, it is. Okay.
It is.
Yeah. I was thrown off. All right, let's get in there.
Just a little more. You can do it. There we go.
Does that unlock more players?
It does. Although I think that other Goldie already walked. Oh, you could get the other Goldie. Okay, it's walking around the rink.
Oh yeah.
The team.
We have some people in the penalty box. It looks like
people in the penalty box with their weapons ready to go.
That makes sense. As someone who's grown up, like my daughter is playing Roblox now. She loves the game and Minecraft. She thinks they're the greatest things in the world. Kudos to anybody that can do this and create levels and have the comprehension to get this done, because this is just...
Yeah. Making an ice hockey stage, yeah. Never would have thought, before the game came out, never would have thought we'd see stages like this.
Like, I remember with Little Big Planet when it first came out, I would see the stages people make, and I'm like, what? Where? Like, this is amazing. And what part of your brain was like, you know what I'm going to do? This.
Yeah. Of course, I know this is not CN Tower, but of course you're from Toronto, thought a tower stage close enough, right?
Yeah, no, it's close. It looks like the Empire State Building, but you know what? New York is close.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So have you dabbled in making any stages?
I have looked at the creation. It is more of a...
It can be daunting.
Daunting is an understatement. I look at it and I'm just like, where would I have to like visually do it beforehand, and I'd have to be like, okay, so how are you going to make the puzzle work, and how are you going to have the solution to the puzzle before I even start the idea. You can have a theme. Anybody can just have a theme, just picking themes out of the air. We got to have a solution.
Sometimes not, though. Sometimes it's not even a puzzle. Like the ice hockey stage that we just played wasn't really a puzzle so much as they constructed a piece of art.
Well, this game is art.
I'm definitely not going to be constructing pieces of art, but oftentimes I'll go into the stage creator and just kind of dabble and see what happens. Like the puzzles themselves, I find don't need to be like too complicated. Early on, I was getting way too complicated in my puzzle structure, and it just was. I don't think people had fun playing those levels. So keeping it simple can actually be really
well. Like this, how the heck are you supposed to get that Goldie?
That's a good question.
Like, come on now. There's no way to stop these boulders, are there?
There might be a way to stop the boulders.
Maybe
there's got to be. That's the only way to get that Goldie.
Maybe this.
So you've got to. There you go. There you go. Look, there's the pause button. You've got to go. Oh my God, that's impressive.
I think that is the way. Yeah.
This is the way.
This is the way.
So then you got to go up. Oh no, you got to knock that boulder down to start another chain reaction.
Yeah, where does that boulder go?
That's a good question.
Just goes in there?
I think it just
it doesn't
gets
go
out of the way.
So
no,
small
there's
detail.
No button associated with that? Okay.
See, I'm watching this and I know we're doing. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go here, because it's a lot like chess, right? You got to think ahead.
That's true.
Yeah.
And even that, like they're walking down and I see that ledge and I'm just like, why aren't they falling off to their death?
Yeah, especially on our like the more organic puzzle stages. I'd say are like the start switch stages. On those stages, you have to really map it out. Whereas here we have a continuous flow, so we can kind of make our mistakes and throw people off the cliff, like you mentioned you like to do. So
it's fun. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You're having a bad day. You can just go in this game. And...
Some people get very anxious.
Yeah,
with that, and we try to say in the game that you're not throwing them off to their death. They do get recycled, reincarnated into light, and they walk through the door again. So it's not really dying.
Recycled, they walk into the light. That's not biblical at all.
Not at all, no.
No. I grew up in the 80s. We were pretty much like almost dying every day we walked out of the house. Like I said to a friend, he was like, because I'm so with my kid, like, you don't let your kid do this, you don't let your kid do that. I'm like, I remember just like at my daughter's age, she's almost 7. She's 7 in a couple weeks. Well, in a month actually, I guess. And it's like, I would just be like outside, and your parents would be like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You walk outside, they're like, all right, come back in when the street lights are on, and don't die. I could go do anything I wanted, just don't die. And everything was about fear, like don't get in someone's van, don't take candy from strangers, don't do all this. It's like, just don't do things that are going to make you die. Otherwise, you're fine.
Yeah.
I guess that explains a lot. Now where?
But now we have all these business people. They've got business suits on, so...
Gotta get to work.
Maybe it's okay if they walk off the cliff.
We have a bunch of CEOs trying to get to the highest floor.
Trying to take all my
of the
money?
building.
Little
So, yeah.
Elon Musks.
A friend of mine, he's at that Amazon event today, and I let him know. I was like, hey, I got some packages to return, and I've got some grievances. So if you wouldn't mind airing out my grievances to the higher ups at Amazon, I would appreciate that. It feats of strength. This is the Festivus level.
Absolutely.
Looks like we do have a
Look, there's
block
even a
switch
package
here.
there. This is, I have to say, whoever created this level, it is like a
Ooh, very
mousetrap.
cool.
Oh my god, this game is mousetrap.
It can be, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they're gonna. Oh, no, the air.
Now this is definitely a great. I feel like this is a chill stage that fits in that calming atmosphere you were talking about, especially with that music in the background too.
But look at that! Look what they did there. They got you near the end, and we all thought, okay, the air's there. That's fine.
Yeah.
But that was just there as a nothing burger.
That's right. It's a red herring. They wanted to make you think that you had the solution.
Yeah. If you really dive into these levels, there are going to be a lot of stages that try to trick you in that regard.
Yeah.
Look what you
I'm
guys are
actually
making me
surprised-
do. I'm going to be going back to play this game now, and it's not like the fall is extremely busy. You know, there's nothing coming out in the next couple of weeks. No
Well,
games.
Not at all.
None.
Okay.
Well, for
No
myself and
Spider-Man.
CJ, like when the game launched, user stages felt like a new game for us because we can finally play new stages and stages that vary quite a bit from the story mode, right? So if you do
Seriously.
ever pick up the game, playing like community stages is like a whole new thing, right?
I literally was farting around with it this morning, and I'm like, oh no, because this was a game where I was like, when it came out, even I really enjoyed it, and then that's like when the PSVR 2, I was like, this is great. I'm having a lot of time. This is fun. And then everything comes out, and it's one of those games you keep on your console. You're like, I can just go back. And those are the good games. Like this year, I tried a lot of games, and then I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna play the ones that I like. I'm done with trying for a little bit. It was becoming more frustrating than anything, because it almost put me in a funk. I was like, do I not like video games? Why can't I like everything that everybody else likes?
Yeah, you're kind of spoiled for choice. I think there's that Sharks with Lasers level a little bit later in the
Let's check it out.
in the playlist,
What I would love to know the name though.
if I remember correctly.
Sharks with
Sharks
lasers.
with Lasers.
It's just very upfront.
Yeah. Sharks with freaking lasers.
Yeah, like seriously, they
beam.
could have had some sort of theme with Austin Powers. Come on now.
Also,
Yeah, but it's a puzzle.
yeah.
It's not just sharks with lasers. There's a puzzle to be solved.
Maybe someone could make a level where they're trying to turn around the forklift in a very small area.
That would be amazing. You're just having it move like a little tiny inch every now and then. As long as every time you hit an action box, it moves it just a smidge.
That's one of my favorite scenes in all of Austin Powers movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, what are we doing here? Let's see.
Honestly,
Well,
I don't.
Yeah,
so
Court,
you have to. Okay.
what are we
so
doing?
those. So
solve this.
you have to jump up to the, how? Whoa, 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 whoa. So we have platforms. So are we able to? No, because there's nothing coming across the side there. Wait a second. Can we swim? You can't swim over those lasers, can you?
I see what we can do with swimming here, but
Uh,
I don't know if we're.
That's
Oh,
not,
uh-oh.
oh no, no!
People
Look,
back
people
up.
are shooting you. No,
Uh-oh.
you're as soon as you drop in the water, you can't. Oh wow!
I don't
All right,
This is
yeah, I don't think they can climb
Okay.
back out of
Dangerous
the
don't
water.
go in the
waters.
water. Water is bad.
It's not safe to go back in the water.
So you have to get back up on that platform that we were just on, and the only way to use them is these pillars.
Yeah.
But
So
you're jumping from there to cross to there, but there's nothing making.
But
you
I
jump.
think also you can use those. Those are pushable.
Can we move them? Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Oh,
That's
that
so
scared me.
but you're sacrificing. Oh no, that's. Okay.
It's-
I
it's
think the
glass. They
first
tricked
time
me
I
on that,
played
yeah.
this stage, I thought that was a
But as soon as we touch those lasers, we're dead, right?
yes.
So we blocked off one of the sharks with a.
Oh, hold on.
Laser
The
on
laser in the front towards the goalie. Don't worry about getting the goalie. See, I can solve these puzzles without having to get the goalie.
Okay.
Don't worry about the goalie. Actually, yeah, you can keep pushing that so that it blocks. You got to block those two lasers, right?
Let's see if it does.
I was going to use the
oh,
other one.
there's grass in the
push
middle.
it further than there.
Okay, so push that actually back, because that's you're going to need that one as the one that we're going to have to jump off of, because it's the only one angled enough to get us to where we need to be, right? Because you can technically block.
That might be right. That might be right.
You can technically block the lasers. I feel like I'm pointing at a screen and you can't see me, but that's fine.
Yeah. So okay, so
that's the only way that you're able to get there, right? No, I guess you could use any of them as long as we put them in the right spot. Okay.
You could use any of them.
What we need to do is block the 2 lasers. So this one, if you move that up, it blocks the laser, right? It should.
Right.
Okay. And
oh, wait,
on both sides by lasers.
That is.
Oh, interesting. My mind's getting blown right now. Okay.
Same,
yeah, they
see?
have both sides.
So hold on. Go to the other side. Can't we move that one down to block the lasers from the other side? The other one over in the far left corner.
Yeah,
you can.
I can't get there at the moment.
Yes, because there's a laser.
Right.
Laser beams.
Oh, this might require some trickery now to think about it. Have you solved this one, CJ?
I have. Yeah.
Oh man. So you're watching, maybe doing this on the side here. Yeah. All right.
Serenity now. And sanity later.
You're on the right path. You may have to retry, but you're on the right path. You've got the core idea.
I feel like one thing you might be able to do is like, oh, maybe not. Okay.
No, you just get sliced into oblivion like a real lightsaber should do, unlike the TV shows.
What happens if we push it this way?
Have you seen the mods? There's a mod where you can take Jedi Survivor and put like real lightsabers in it, and it just like slices people in half.
Oh, really?
So satisfying. I mean, it's terrible. Okay, hold on. We can do this. We're smart.
Yeah, the thing about this stage is it feels small enough that we can figure this out, right?
You go.
I do like the compact stages, but obviously with the compact stage, there can still be a very tricky solve. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have pushed that already.
If you said that, if my daughter was here, she'd say chicken butt. Anytime anybody says, you know what, it's like chicken butt.
That's a
She
classic.
says it at school, and her teacher's like, why does she keep saying chicken butt? I'm like, I apologize. That is a dad joke that I've taken too far.
That's a classic from back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Bluey TV show has it, too. They said it once, and I was just like, see?
Oh, really?
This TV show gets me.
Timeless.
I joke that game is Game of the Year when it comes out in November. But I'll be hard-pressed not to give it to it because it's going to cause so much enjoyment in my family. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna...
You're on the right path.
No, I think you're right.
Maybe.
Oh, wait. Can we solve this like this?
No. Really?
Well, remember, too, you can... you only have to have 20 in the goal, right? And you have 30 people right now. So what can you do?
Sacrifice 10?
Well, here's what I would do.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness!
cheater.
Yeah, this kind of cheating. We can maybe.
Hold on. I've talked to you about this before already. There is no such thing as cheating. If the game allows you to do that, that is not on you.
Right.
That is on the developers.
If anything,
That's true.
I'm an
That's
ingenious, right? If anything, no.
You
Let's
cheesed
see.
it.
That is called, we call that cheesing. But I am curious
Falcon.
on the.
Is that the Falcon? Look
Okay.
at that.
It is.
Maybe we come back to Sharks with Lasers. Let's see what else is in this playlist.
It's a Millennium Falcon. Now, this creator who did this did a great job on this, by the way. I mean, it just looks amazing.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, but their levels are insanely hard, and I think this stage only has maybe single-digit solves.
Now, you guys have single-digit solves?
Yeah, so like hundreds of people have played this level, but only a handful have finished it.
I just want to say that I flew the Millennium Falcon, so I should be able to figure this out.
You should be fine. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I would hope so. Yeah. Well, I was the gunner. My daughter got to be a pilot, but still.
Is that you right there in the?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Goldie.
Hold on. I can't even comprehend what the goal is here.
This is a massive stage.
It is.
So we have a switch. I can't maybe see what this is doing. Looks like it opens up the door here.
But is it a switch too?
Oh, I see.
Ooh, look at this. You go down to the level and now it's 4K.
Full motion blur.
Yeah, this creator does like amazing
This is
interiors.
unbelievable.
They did like a Gundam ship, and they also did the Back to the Future DeLorean.
So just to give you a heads up, that's the greatest movie of all time.
Which movie?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I agree
so
with that.
October 26th is my birthday, and everybody always talks about the dates in the movie. And if you watch, October 26th is literally that's where the movie starts. The whole movie is based on being on October 26th, 1985, and I got to go see the movie in 1985 when I was 6 years old. It was one of the very first movies I got to go see, and it's to this day my favorite movie of all time. It is behind me beside this Batman poster. There is a Back to the Future. There's also a DeLorean right behind me and a little Marty McFly. And I even have a Marty McFly costume.
Amazing.
And I've let my daughter watch all of them. I'll be honest. She's watched every single one of them. She doesn't comprehend what she was watching. She thought Back to the Future 2 was good. So that can just tell you how bad her opinion was about the movies. She's like, this was the best one. I'm like, oh, honey, it's not even close.
The first one's the best one, and then the third one is pretty good too.
Correct.
Second.
Right
and
there
then
with you.
The second one is way far away.
Yeah, the second one just fell off a cliff, right?
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's really not. But have you ever seen the documentary about him that's on Apple?
I haven't watched
It's called
it yet.
Still. Oh, then I won't say anything. You just go watch it.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. He's a Canadian icon.
of
Actually,
course.
his growing up, his favorite hockey player was my dad.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird.
Oh my gosh.
So we got to meet him when I was just right after Back to the Future came out. My dad played in a charity hockey tournament, and we got to meet him. He liked my dad because Michael J. Fox is short, right? And so my dad was the shortest player ever to play. So that's why. And he is from Vancouver. All that stuff.
That's amazing.
But his documentary is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's in my queue. I have not gotten to it yet.
I'm sure my in-laws are familiar with your dad as a player then, because they're from Nova Scotia and they're big hockey
yeah,
heads.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They're probably huge Ray Bork fans right off the bat because he's from out there and he's like the thing. But yes, they probably know. He played from 71 to 82, so like I was 3 when he retired.
I'll have to bring that up. All right, I'm a little
It's the only
stumped.
time in the video game world I'm like, oh, my dad played hockey. They're like, cool. I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah, this stage from this creator, I mean, this creator makes really ornate, awesome looking stages, but they're so
honestly, I can't even comprehend what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out. And I mean, that's part of like the charm, I guess, is you kind of have to explore these stages. So it's a different vibe than a lot of humanity, right?
Yeah.
It's like open world. You have to find out what's happening.
This is almost like King's Quest, right? Like you're like, okay, figure out what you've got to do. Like whoever created this level, if they're watching us right now, they're doing the Dr. Evil like giggle. Like there's like, it's so simple. How can you not figure this out?
Oh wait,
the only thing I can think of, can't you put the block in the way of the door that turns so the door can't shut?
Yeah, at first I thought I was stuck in here, but I realized there's no ceiling on the glass there, so I could probably jump out and maybe.
Oh, and turn the switch. Have that. So get that all the way up there. Turn the switch, and then jump out and jump back in and have them pushing it. Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you could direct them to push it and remove the
and they'll just push out as soon as you remove it, right?
Yes.
So we do have a turn.
Look at us. Look at us.
We have already gotten farther than I got when I first tried the stage. There we go. All right.
But these stages can be intimidating because you're like, all right, I gotta dedicate the time to it at this point.
Absolutely.
And now I feel like I'm in it. But
you're in it to win it, right?
When you commit to a stage like this, you stick to it.
Yeah.
This is impressive though. Like, okay, well, I guess you got to get to this block over top of that right there, right? You got to have the block there. Look, see, when you walk over it, it does something.
Right. Well, I think we need more humans for these switches.
more
Yes, because you're going to
humans
on both
activated.
sides. So where's there another activation? Oh, there they are. Hold on. So how do we? You need 15 to even get to those.
15.
You only have
It's gotta be
5.
somewhere where we could utilize 5. Oh, maybe this one? There we go. Is it
Do you have to
permanent?
leave them there?
Okay, I'll leave it. Yeah.
Oh my god. So you need the block to be underneath that to stop that from moving.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see. Is that the case? What is happening in
Yeah,
this
because
room?
it'll keep it up so that you're able to jump up, right? Because you're gonna have to eventually get the humans up there. No?
Possibly.
Am I wrong?
I'm wondering if there's more. So we need to collect more humans somewhere. Oh, there are humans up there.
See?
I might be able to just.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to lead them off.
But won't they get squished?
Maybe
They won't get squished if you time it. If you time it right.
Oh no.
Yeah, he didn't do that though. Because you need the block there to keep it because it's gonna be down, right?
I think we should have. Yeah, I jumped the gun there. I think
But
if
now
we do
you should
push
be
the
able to
block in
activate
there.
those 2 human switches, though.
Oh really? Let's see.
I think so. You
Unless
were
they
pretty
made it.
close.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Maybe we don't need all of them. I assume we're gonna get to the end and we need those last 2 humans, but.
Yeah, probably.
I would assume so too, right? There's no way this person made it this elaborate and they were like, deal, it's really easy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What's going on in here? So there's a way for us to get.
Also, you look at a stage
I've
like
already
this, where, like, how
I'm
long did it take
100% gonna
somebody
YouTube. What
make
the thought process to even make this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, do we need? We might need more, right?
You might be able to take one. Well, take one person with you through that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I need all of them in this case.
Oh, you need all of them. Oh, okay.
So maybe I do need those last 2. But before we sink the rest of our stream on this level,
on this one level,
we gotta start
Who
though. I
chose
might
this
actually.
one, all right?
I
I'm
want to
gonna
favorite that,
ask
so
now.
I want to go back to that one because now
That is a cool level.
I'm committed at that point. So.
How? Yeah. Do
But
we
yeah,
see how
it
many
is
people?
expert.
11 people have finished it out of 845.
Shut the front door. I'm gonna go. Like, there's got to be a solution online, no?
I don't think so.
Unless somebody streamed it,
that's
but
not fair.
The user stages, you don't find too many solution videos for those.
yeah, I guess the best way would be like usually the creators are on our Discord, and you could be like, somebody tell me how, and 90.
Tell me how to
we
do
have like
this.
a
Stop
top
the
dog,
insanity.
and yeah, he'll probably help you out.
Tell me how to. Honestly, I'm going insane. Make this go away.
Yeah.
What else do we check out here?
PlayStation logo? It might as well. It's on brand. Who are you
All right.
kidding?
PlayStation, yeah. PlayStation Drive, PlayStation logo.
This is
Today,
cool
if you
stage.
go into the PlayStation store, where they have those non-NFTs that are definitely NFTs, but because they can't sell them or anything, so that they can call them digital, whatever they want now. But they were 100% going to be NFTs. We all know this. But you
Sure.
can get a Miles Morales one today just by
Ooh,
playing
nice.
a game on your PlayStation 5. I don't know what these things do. We have these trophies and they just sit on a shelf, and I'm just like, all right.
Are you a
Got it, I
trophy
guess.
hoarder? Are you?
Yeah, every
platinums
now
on
and then I'll
everything?
do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
every now and then I'll get a cheesy platinum, and I have no moral compass thinking that's wrong in any way, shape, or form. I
Yeah.
don't know who I'm collecting it for. I don't know who, like, none of it, like, all my buddies that I grew up with and then I hang out non the gaming industry, they don't care.
Mhm.
I could be like, hey, I've got the code to this game, or I've got, here's this NDA I just signed, here's everything about it. And they're like, cool, whatever. Like, they don't care. So I don't know why I do it, to be totally honest.
Hmm.
But I am that person that of like a PlayStation first party, like The Last of Us when it just came out. I'm like, I'm gonna platinum this. But
Yeah.
I will also be the guy that if the game is just no, I can't do it. Like right now in my mind, I'm gonna try and platinum the Crew Motorfest, but Ubisoft has decided to put trophies in there that are wrapped around multiplayer, which I despise
Yeah.
because I don't think that's fair. Okay, this is very cool that you're floating in the air, right? We
Yeah.
can all agree.
absolutely.
Because they have trophies in there that you're like, hey, do this with your crew and do that. I'm like, oh, come on, seriously? What if I don't have friends? Like, not everybody has friends. You're assuming people have friends.
Social interaction.
I don't.
They're gonna make you do it.
I'm comfortable not doing that.
There we go.
So you're like God floating around in the air. Look at you. You're like Shuhei Yoshida, just watching everybody walking over to the PlayStation. Wow, this was pretty easy, eh?
Well, I may or may not have already solved this one before, but
may or may not.
I do like the solution. It's pretty elegant. It did take me a few tries, I believe, but it's not as hard as maybe Millennium Falcon per se. But
yeah.
It looks very cool though, right? Like you're going, getting up to the PlayStation logo, and it's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, we have a lot. Go ahead.
The humans are doing the PlayStation walk. Not the PlayStation Drive, because they're not driving, they're walking.
We don't even drive on the PlayStation Drive. We've never driven a vehicle on the PlayStation Drive. We probably should just do it once.
You should.
Just for the heck of it.
So it's not false advertising completely.
Oh, wait, did I mess this up? Oh, wait, maybe I didn't solve it.
There are, if you, I'm not going to give it away, but if you look at the logos for the Xbox Drive and the PlayStation Drive, you'll see some funny things on the cars, but that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I think the Xbox Drive, they technically, for the overlay, they've taken the car out of it. But it's funny to me.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, it's just a green background now when they use...
I missed
Welcome on in, MK God.
What, that didn't work?
I missed the... Okay, so apparently I didn't do it right. So the Goldie needs to go into the Goldie goal. So I need to line that up properly.
Oh.
You thought you knew.
I thought, yeah.
Jim Ryan doesn't go in the right spot. He's angry.
Yeah. You have to kind of work backwards, maybe, and make sure you get...
Yeah, just do the Goldie first and then do everybody else.
Actually, you can. Yeah,
you can use jump commands probably.
Put that turn in one more time.
Wait, where did I put it?
Shoot. No, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I was thinking it could get complicated here, but can jump over that. Or no, we don't want to do that. Or yeah, no.
And you said you did this before.
I did, and now I forget what I did.
You could use the jump thing, I think, to fix it.
We also have
I'm always fascinated when we listen to podcasts or we watch any YouTube videos, and these people, like Ryan, for example, can recite and remember everything that he's ever done, and I'm just like, how? I could play a video game and like the story's over, and like a month later, the people are like, "You remember that part?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, you never played it." I'm like, "No, I definitely did." But I have no clue what you're talking about.
So that can be a blessing if you're playing a game that you might want to play again a couple years later, that you've forgotten everything. Sort of like you get flashed like Men in Black. You can play it as if...
I call that flash old age. Just as you get older, we're not going to remember. I also think you have to... Everybody remembers. Some people have very good memories. Some people don't. Some people have memories where, for me, it's like I can remember a blockage of things. So I have a lot of times the things my daughter loves, I'm going to remember. And so like that will take away something that I remembered before. So that's no longer a thing that I'm going to remember.
I see. MK God asking, what are we playing? We're playing Humanity, which is a puzzle game available for PS5, PS4, and Steam. Also optionally available in VR on all of those platforms. And we're checking out a user stage right now that looks like the PlayStation logo.
I think you figured it out.
Yeah, so I just decided to jump across that chasm. I feel like there's probably more than one way to do that. But
then you can just take it away once the Goldie's gone, right?
Yeah, so we got the Goldie goal, and then so we can't edit it right now because of the start switch.
Yeah, you're flying through the air, looking over all your minions, right?
Yeah, because it's a start switch game, a level you can't.
Because we're a ghost dog right now, so
place any more
we can't place any commands. Oh, but we should be good still. I lost my vision, but yeah.
All right.
Look at you. I had faith, Austin.
Thank you.
Did it. Now, I know you have a hard stop here at 1.
Yes,
I want to make sure that we tell people where they can find you on the internet and where they can listen to the PlayStation Drive as well. So if we want to start with that, and then we can make sure you get out of here.
Well, first I want to start off by CJ. Thank you for inviting me on. I had a great time talking with both you and Austin. It was great. I appreciate that. You can find me on Twitter, because I am not calling it whatever it's called now. I just definitely calling it Twitter. At Court Lalonde. You can actually find me at Court Lalonde on most major socials. You can also find me at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, as I run the socials there. And you can find the PlayStation Drive on www.carpoolgaming.com on our webpage. So you can actually go to our webpage now that does exist, and you can find all the links to all our shows. You can find our YouTube page where we do a lot of not just podcasts. There are some YouTube content out there. And then we have our Discord and our Patreon that, if you come join, it's just people having a good time and being actually positive about games, as CJ alluded to earlier. We're just there to have some fun.
Awesome. Yeah, a great community of folks and a number of great shows, whether you play on a single platform or multi-platforms, or if you're into the RPG genre, got the RPG Cave as well. So a lot of good shows there, a lot of good YouTube content. So definitely check them out and follow Court on the socials. He's a recommended follow for sure.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you
now.
all
I'm gonna go
time.
download FALCON, and it's just.
Well,
how about this? Whoever finishes
playlist.
it first, we'll have a pizza bet. It's gonna take forever though. No cheating by going in the Discord and asking for the answers though.
I'm gonna be DMing the creator.
I've never seen that creator on Discord actually, so you wouldn't be able to get hints from them specifically.
There's also Sharks with Lasers I want to go back to.
Sharks with Lasers.
Well,
Yes.
I did it. I solved it. Yes. And
Yes, you solved it.
We accept it as a.
I accept that. Hey,
but,
that is if there is a way to finish it, and there's an exploit, use it.
There's a Goldie on that stage too. I'm curious how you get the Goldie.
Yeah.
But FALCON is the goal.
FALCON's the one. All right.
Let's be honest.
Go back and play some FALCON then.
Awesome.
All right, then I think we can call it there. Thank you, Court, again for joining us. That was a fun stream, and it was nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
But
You as well.
yeah, we'll see you all next time. Is it same time?
We'll
next
be
week?
back next week with Brendan Bigley of Into the Aether. Will be our guest next week.
Awesome. So we'll see you next week.